Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So this is one of those topics where I thought that it was just me. I thought all of this stuff was just happening to me, and with the amount of time that I've played on Reinhardt, that these were just bugs happening to me now and again. It's the exact reason why there isn't many example clips of what I'm talking about in these videos necessarily, because there were just a few, whoa, that was weird, that shouldn't have happened, and I just didn't record them, for example. I also thought it was a little bit of a main syndrome, where I'd just be complaining about problems to do with the hero that I play a lot of, so never really bothered. However, more and more people are stepping up and talking about the problems with some of Reinhardt's kit. Some of these inconsistencies are on the same level of Roadhog's old hook, if not worse, so this video we want to go over some of what these abilities are, what they're doing wrong, but before we start, let me know whether you've experienced some weird Reinhardt bugs below, and see if they line up with our experiences.
I think the most obvious ability that has its fair share of problems is Reinhardt's charge. We wanted to start with this as it is in the patch notes of February 28th this year, which is still somewhat recent. There was a fix then which fixed a bug that prevented Reinhardt from landing the charge. The inconsistencies have worked both ways, not only managing to not catch targets in your pin hitbox, but also vacuuming players into your pin trajectory. It's something that has become less of a problem since this patch, but it still occurs now and again. Sometimes the charge doesn't land when it should, and sometimes it lands when it just really shouldn't. There are also some cases where the charge will do the 300 pin damage to the enemy without actually pinning them to the wall. Here's an example of a charge not landing when it should by Tech Harta as well. As you can see, it doesn't quite connect. And also here's an example of a charge hitting someone that it shouldn't from Kundi. This one's hilarious, but it's pretty bad if this is still in the game. So as you can see, there are clearly still issues with Reinhardt and with how his abilities interact with other heroes mainly, so there's definitely stuff to fix there.
Right, so let's talk about the big elephant in the room, and that is Earth Shatter, and the major problems that it can have. I thought that these problems might have to do with lag or me just being bad, but it turns out that these problems crop up quite a bit, and seemingly more often than ever before. We're talking about other abilities such as Roadhog's old hook. It was annoying, but it wasn't a game winner, right? It would result in some kills here or there, but it wouldn't be the sole reason why one team would win over the other. Well, it's a lot different for Reinhardt and Earth Shatter. Not only is he much more of a viable pick himself and more reliable for a team, but it's an ultimate. It's an ability that can win a team fight on its own or save your team from being wiped themselves. It is one of the most important abilities in the game right now, and it's inconsistent as hell. It falls into the same bracket as charge. It sometimes hits targets it shouldn't, and sometimes it doesn't hit targets that it should. Examples of Earth Shatter not doing what it should do include hitting players in areas that they shouldn't realistically be hit, such as in the air or on the high ground, stunning targets behind Reinhardt but not Reinhardt himself. This usually lines up to a shield being raised a little or on a ramp or stairs, for example, blocking the Earth Shatter from an enemy, dropping your shield just afterwards and then getting stunned, but also getting stunned outside of the current animation made on the floor, not stunning a jumping Reinhardt with the shield up, and not stunning a Reinhardt when his shield is off the ground, i.e. when he's facing upwards. This also usually includes stunning the people behind him but not him. Can B has a clip of him dropping his shield shortly after Earth Shatter was cast but still being caught by the wave, and as you can see there really isn't much in it. Same can be said for console player Verdict. A bit of uneven ground sets up his Earth Shatter nicely, but it looks like the enemy Reinhardt should block it. Now this could seem like a lot of whining, but there are some kind of problems here that can be resolved by some minor tweaks. The issue is that Reinhardt's animation and the animation of the Earth Shatter don't truly represent what the ability is actually doing. The animation is an instant shock on the floor, right? It's a hammer down, it's a whack. Then you think the stun's going to come then. But in reality, it's a wave sent forward. So whilst you can have your shield up and block the Reinhardt's Earth Shatter as the hammer hits the ground, there is still a little bit of travel time before it gets to you. This wave also travels up the side of buildings, which is why you see clips of Genji's being hit by the Earth Shatter on top of the cafe in Hollywood or on a bus in Umbani. But the wave is the reason why you see people blocking the ability, raising the shield like a second afterwards and still getting stunned. It also includes people walking into the area of the stun and then getting stunned by an aftershock almost. Also, Genji and Pharah players know about this, especially that it's a cone shape that blasts out in front of you, meaning that you don't actually be needed to touch the earth to get earth shattered. Hopefully you'll now start to see the sheer contradiction of Reinhardt's ability here. The ability either needs to be a pocket of energy or a wave forward. It's not light, it can't be both. But also, if it's a cone force firing ahead of you and not necessarily the ground, it needs to be shown. There are plenty of things that Blizzard could change here. Make the animation fit the ability a little bit more, make it so characters in the the air can't be hit by it, make it an instant strike instead of a wave, or make the animation of the ability look a bit more obvious, I suppose. Any of these options would help with one of the most frustrating abilities in Overwatch currently. But let us know how you would fix Earth Shatter in the comments below, because there's plenty of options they could go for here.
Now we got the main crux out of the way, let's talk about the less vital but equally annoying weapon animations. Look at this footage on screen right now. So you can't hit the target in front of you from 5 meters, but watch this. So turning your camera to the side means that you can actually hit this target. Hopefully you're starting to see how frustrating this is for Reinhardt players, both the person playing him but also the people that are playing against the Reinhardt. Again, you're basically hitting characters you shouldn't in some cases, but then in other cases you're not hitting characters that you definitely should be hitting. The hitbox for the hammer is quite massive and is up for quite a while, but it's more likely to hit heroes at angles as opposed to facing dead ahead. It also means you can sometimes hit enemies twice in quick succession, and also sometimes you're in range of hitting an enemy, but because of how the hitbox doesn't quite match up with the animation, it looks like you're hitting the enemy in front of you, but you're actually not. Tracers and Lucia spring to mind when it comes to this specific problem, and I'm sure many Reinhardt players out there will agree. Oh, and remember the unlucky Ana that got pinned on the payload earlier? Well, here's the same player failing to get a final hit on his Zarya, when in reality they really should have gotten it. Now, we weren't quite sure here if the Zarya shield was actually up in time, and it was right at the start of the animation where the hammer hit, so you just couldn't just visually see the shield. But it does kind of seem like the hit on Zarya is actually registering right at the end of Reinhardt's hammer swing instead of when the hammer is actually hitting Zarya. Another frustrating thing is the physics effect the hammer has on you when you're hit. You get dragged around by the hammer quite a lot sometimes, but not always. I can definitely accept this effect and feel like it's somewhat fair and realistic, I guess, if it was just more consistent and just knocking you in the direction of the hammer swing a little bit, but overall it's very inconsistent. Sometimes it doesn't knock you at all, sometimes it knocks you miles, left or right seems a little bit random, and it just doesn't really match up with the animation and is incredibly frustrating at times.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. I understand it might be a little bit of a whiny video today, but it's a really important topic that I don't think is being addressed enough. So do like this video if you want to sort of help the cause, especially if you play a lot of Reinhardt. Do like this video, show your appreciation, I suppose. But also share this video around. We want people to see this and to understand that there are big problems here with Reinhardt's kit. But subscribe if you haven't already as well. We put out daily Overwatch content, and until next time, take care. We'll see you then.